Okay. Okay, Karen,
Hi,
all yours.
thanks. So, hi everyone. My name is Karen Toth. I'm out of Pensacola, Florida, and an A10 in ACTIVZ. So tonight we're going to be talking about Arrow, which supposedly shipped today. Does anybody know if that actually happened? Um, Yes. So it's been in the making for a little over a year. Some of us have been very fortunate and very blessed to have sampled it. So I'm going to give you some heads up on me personally and my testimonial about the product. Before we get started, I do want to reiterate that welcome to everybody that's on the call tonight. We're so excited to have you for tonight's testimonial call. Don't worry, there's not going to be a test or you're not going to be called on. So you're always very safe to come on here and listen to us and get the information that you need to learn more about actives in our products and our testimonials. So thank you for joining. And as Stu said, make sure that if you're a first time here, that you do put your name into the chat and who invited you, because there are some good giveaways that we are looking to do at the either at the end of this or in the corporate office, and we'll notify you one way or the other. So all right, so let's talk about Arrow. Before I get started on Arrow, so raise your hands if you know what Arrow is. I'm not going to go into it, but who knows what Arrow is other than that it's our new product that's come out? All right, great, 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 great. So our new product is a formula that goes into liquid. It's a drink for metabolic activation. And so what that means could be very diverse in each of our systems. So I'm going to tell you what's happened to me, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then what I was hoping to feel and what I wanted to see, and then what my results have been. So I'm going to give you the statement that I've only been taking it really for about 2 weeks. So I'm still fairly new on the product. I take 1 teaspoon twice a day in unsweet tea and a decaffeinated unsweet tea. I want to add that because caffeine can make a difference. And I have been thoroughly enjoying my experience. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 55 and I'm pretty healthy, and that drives a lot of people crazy, especially in the health and nutrition, because it's very hard for me to really experience things on the market, because I really don't. I'm very, very blessed that I don't have a lot that I have to fix. But I am getting older, and so there are some things that have come with my aging that actually I really didn't pay attention to until I got into actives. And after then hopping on all of our products, I have found that I really did need more help than I ever wanted to admit. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So as I was getting older, I've been always been very active in sports and being adventuresome, and I started feeling some of those aches and pains and just little stiffness, stretching when I got up in the morning. Didn't really think much about it. Starting to get older, which I swear I'm going to fight all the way to the grave. I don't want to look or act 55, 60, 80, which would be the typical average one out there. I want to beat those odds. And that's one thing that I really love about actives, is because they want us to beat those odds. So our products are made to attack the things that are making us get older, making us age before our time. And also, as I've gotten older, well, actually, all my life, I've been really a heavy set woman. Um, I had a lat band put in 2010. I lost about 80 pounds, 80, 90 pounds, but I gained 30 of it back over the last couple of years. And so I'm wanting to get that back off too. So I was very excited about this new product, because I'm keeping my fingers crossed on it. So we'll talk about that. Also, I was diagnosed a couple of years ago with being moody. And don't all of you say, well, you are a woman and I am menopause, past menopause. So y'all just stop right there because, we're not having that tonight. But I do have some changes. I am a little OCD, and I was diagnosed with mild depression about 20 years ago. So I am what you would call a Paxil poster girl. I've been on Paxil for about 20 years, the lower doses, but I'd like to get off of it. I've reacted very well to it, but as I get older, and as we all know, medications have a tendency to take their toll on your body one way or the other. Your body, your mind. It also adds, Paxil's been known to be called pack it on Paxil for poundage. And so I just want to go and be natural. So I wanted you all to all know that, so I can tell you what I did before I started on Arrow, which was I came off of all my medications, which was Paxil, basically. I'm not recommending that to anyone that is not required trying Arrow. I say that, so don't hear that. But I did it because I wanted to truly test this metabolic activator in our products. I also limited any type of caffeine. I really actually, and let's not tell corporate, those stews on here, I came off all of our products for a couple of weeks because I really, really wanted to see what Arrow did for Karen. And so when I did that, this is how I felt. I felt very bloated. I felt very lack of energy. I wanted to sleep a lot. I was extremely moody. I could tell my symptoms of OCD and mild depression was coming in, which is me telling myself a lot about, well, you're not good enough. You can't get anything done. Again, my name's Squirrel. And just the beating myself up that comes with some of that lack of serotonin in your brain, right? The slowness in my brain, not being able to think fast enough, not being able to come up with the right words, even just in general conversation sometimes. And I just didn't, I expected that because I knew how I felt off of these things. But I want you to know what it was before I started taking it. So I was hoping that when I started taking the Arrow, I would see some changes in those aspects of my life and my body and my brain. And then I also wanted to see some change in my weight loss, right? Part of what Arrow has been known to do is to help to suppress your appetite, increase your energy levels, or at least that's what's been touted, right? So I wanted to put that to the test. So I did. So like I said, I started taking 1 teaspoon a day, twice a day. I should add that I'm really bad about not taking things that taste really horrible or gritty or have a yucky consistency or smell. So that's really the first thing that I have to get through in order to actually taste or drink something. And I've made it through. I've actually enjoyed it. And that says a lot because I don't want to recommend anything that I'm not going to use and that I don't see a benefit from. And so it's very hard at times. It hasn't been with actives, but it has been with other things, recommending something that I myself won't even take because of whatever the reasoning is. So I was very impressed when I opened it that it smelled good, it tasted well, and it was easy to drink. That's another thing. It wasn't gritty and it wasn't slimy in my mouth. And it mixed really well and very quickly in both hot and cold beverages. And I checked with Angie to make sure that there wasn't any issue with getting it in hot food, right? In hot, because sometimes that will disintegrate some of the availability. And she assured me that was not the case. So I'm going to tell you, I tested it in all sorts of things: teas, coffees, milk. I'm a big milk drinker. Turn it into sort of a smoothie and wine. It's all good in all of it. So that passed that test. So let me talk about the first thing I felt. The first thing I felt was that my mood was improved to my pack, almost to my Paxa level. And that's huge for me because I can really feel that. And I felt it pretty quickly. Within probably 48 hours, I was feeling the mood and was able to, in my head, think, okay, this is good. I want to get out of bed. I want to not sleep as much. I'm energetic. That was huge for me. So I'm not off PAX 100%, but I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to get off of it for me. For me, um, the energy levels being that they improved, that was awesome. I actually started walking the dogs a little bit more and doing a little bit of workout. I have been the extremely lazy person over the last 10, 15, 20 years, even, which actually is also mind boggling to me because I was very sports oriented growing up. So, if any of you were sports oriented and then you found yourself sort of lackadaisical as you've gotten older, you're sitting at the desk, that can really do a number on you, both your body and your brain. And I was that person that I'm a little bit of an overachiever, and not to be able to do or perform as well as I did, when I was in 20s, which logically, if I was talking to you, I'd say, well, that's just not logical. I wouldn't say that because that's just rude, but in my head, it should be logical. It should be like I should be just as good. And I have a tendency not to cut myself slack. And but with this, I'm not back to that stage, and obviously probably won't be. But I'm more both physically ready to handle a workout or physically energized to get back into doing something for my body and for my mind. And I'm not beating myself up that I'm not doing all the things I did 20 years ago. And that I'm saying, you know what, I'm pretty amazing the way I am. And that mental adjustment has been just amazing. So I love it. Love it. Okay, so my second aspect of taking the product was the appetite suppressant and the weight loss program. And I got documentation. So I've been actually documenting it. And so let me tell you where it's been. I've got one full weekend. I weigh again tomorrow, but I make sure you know that I did, like I said, started walking a little bit, and I did have appetite. The appetite suppressant did kick in. I didn't want to eat as much. Uh, and when I started to do that, I also felt like I should eat better. I think it helped convince me that I wanted to be better at eating and such. Not necessarily, I didn't really go on a diet. I just found that I wasn't quite as hungry. The plate had more food left over than it would have had beforehand, which was great. My sons loved it because they started eating all my leftovers, and I was pretty amazed at that. So let me tell you what my results have been for 1 week, and then I'm looking forward to what I find tomorrow. I've already sort of, I'll give you a hint because I did sort of peak a little bit today. Okay, so I started on February 16th. My weight was 161 or 171.4. Everybody laughs that I'm that honest with everybody about my weight. And my total inches, oh my gosh, I don't know what my total inches were. I thought I wrote them down. They were enough. How's that? We'll just say that. I weighed on February 23rd, and my weight was 164.4. I had a 7-pound loss. And even though I couldn't tell you my inches, I do have my inches, which I lost 5.3 inches. And I would not have done that without adding Arrow, because that's made all the difference in my thought process, my energy level, and what I wanted to accomplish through adding Arrow to my diet. I have added back in now, Link and the Optimin and the Genomics. I never stopped them more, of course, but I did peak today on the scale, and I had lost approximately another 3 pounds. I haven't done my inches. I'll do that tomorrow because that takes a little bit of time. But I'm telling you what, I have been extremely impressed with Arrow. I want to add one more thing. Um, and I would, well, let's go back. I would highly recommend it to anyone that just wants to see a difference in their body and their mind and who they are as a person, and being able to make their body and mind, their metabolic state kick into gear, right? Especially as I've gotten older, I found that my metabolism hasn't been running as well as it should have been. And I think that's a big thing with this weight loss and these inches that I've lost. Um, and I forgot what I was going to say. I said I was going to say one more thing. I can't remember. No, pop in as soon as we get off the phone or off the station. Um, but I think that is about it, I guess. So Stu, that's my testimonial today. I will post some more tomorrow once I get the new numbers. I'll give it to you, and or we can do it however. But I'm very, very excited about this product. Uh, I've tried every single product on the market. I think I've done the gastric surgery, and I've had people forever tell me, well, just don't eat as many calories and exercise more, and and the last person who did that, he's still alive, barely, but he almost got it. I'm like, yeah, after 45 years, if I'd done that, could have done it, I would have. And I'm very amazed that we found something that's working. I figured out what I was going to say. Oh, how am I sleeping? I'll have to answer that in just a minute, Erin. So one other thing is I'm extremely sensitive to caffeine and niacin. Literally, if I drink a lot of caffeinated drinks during the day, I become really witchy. And you can add a B to it if you want. That's how sensitive I am to caffeine. So a lot of times historically, when I was taking some type of metabolic activator or an appetite suppressant or an energy drink, it was great in the morning, right? To get that initial zoom, and everybody thinks that's just amazing. But then through the day, I was not a happy camper. I would be mean and grumpy. And then I would still get that 3 o'clock or that 4 o'clock, um, uh, you know, the fall, right? The crash. And so there's a lot of products out there that tout that you feel it so quickly. But then what they don't tell you is that how it affects you the rest of the day. Well, I found this was a very steady product throughout the whole day. I had no jitterness. I had no what I would normally have to my high sensitivity of caffeine, of jittery, and just my mind racing, my heart pumping. I didn't have any of that. Like I said, I take 2 teaspoons a day. What you might want to know, it's in 12 to 16 ounces. I usually take 16 ounces of liquid. How I sleep. Well, Erin, thanks for that question. For me, I've always been a great sleeper. So that was not anything that really changed on my side because I literally could sleep anywhere, anytime, any place. So I wasn't, what is it where you go to sleep, without knowing it, but if my head hit someplace, then I would sleep. So my sleep hasn't been disturbed, other than I do want to get up earlier, and I don't know what that's about because I am not an early bird. But and I better not tell Trish who's on here because she's like, okay, I know you're getting up earlier now. But I do feel much better when I get up. Maybe more rested is a better statement versus sleeping because I really am a sleeper. So I hope that answered your question, Erin. All right, that is my testimonial. I'm so excited to be able to talk about it tonight. I'm going to turn it back to Stu. Um, and Stu, thank you so much for having me on.
Karen, that was so awesome. I think all of us on this call who haven't tried Arrow, including myself, believe it or not, cannot wait to try it. And congratulations with everything that you have, so far within just a short time this week. So looking forward to what's going to happen the next week, even month. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We appreciate the company. This was one of the best groups we had in a while. And also a great presentation by Karen as well. So we welcome everyone to join us next week, which is our newcomer call. So all those who have joined the company within the past 3 weeks will be on the call, and it will be great if all of you could join in welcoming them. A lot of them have questions when they join the company, and David, our CEO, will be on there as well as Angie, helping answer any of their questions. And by having each and every one of you on the call, you guys can lend a helping hand in giving advice, being distributors yourselves. So I think it will be very, very influential. Um, and also very welcoming to our new distributors. So Karen, thank you again. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope you have the rest of a great week. We'll see you and talk to you later. Thanks everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Try your Arrow.
Yes, definitely. We have some great specials going on. So,
Yes, crazy specials. Buy it all. Bye-bye.
bye.